Hi, this is Fritz, and welcome to the NBA Economy Show. Coming to bring you just some updates. The Knicks free agency is underway. Since the first free agency has started, everybody can negotiate with any player, so there's no restrictions there. Just that there you won't see any actual signings like the moratorium is over on the 6th, so on in a few days you'll actually start seeing actual signings. What is now is just promises to sign. Glad everybody can join us. So we do have an update. So we do have a next coach of the Knicks being selected, and we see Mike Brown is the Knicks selection. We saw four candidates. We publicly saw four candidates being interviewed by the Knicks, but Mike Brown is the choice. A lot of people felt mixed emotions. I probably was one of those people. I wanted something totally new, totally new, innovative, but that's not where it is this time. We got to the Eastern Conference Finals, and they just looked like they want someone to bring it the rest of the way there. There were some issues with Tom Thibodeau, mainly the communication, also a lot with collaboration. So, front office was making decisions this way, the analytics teams was making decisions going this way, and Tibbs wanted to go the other way. That doesn't work. So they didn't want to reinvent the wheel. They just wanted someone who can go along what the other people are doing. So there's no need to have some innovative coach. We could use a coach who has less detrimental habits. So like overplaying players, and also someone who has a more personable personality. So we see that Mike Brown is going to be the coach of the New York Knicks. We see that they are kind of discussing who's going to be on his staff, but there will be holdovers. So it looks like Papa Brunson will be back on this new Mike Brown staff. Also, there may be others who will be on the staff, but Mike Brown is selecting the rest of his staff. So we haven't got a list of like Dice Yashimoto will be there, but there will be changes. We see the Knicks, just in an update, the Knicks picked up Mohamed Dawara, the 51st pick of the draft. We originally have the 50th pick. We moved down one pick, just for an international older player. It's not someone they're going to bring over. Perhaps they want to just access to the gym. So we have that. We have a 51st pick in the NBA. And the interesting thing about Mohamed Dawara is that he and Pakam Dadier are friends. So they actually are very good friends. So hopefully I can help them both assimilate. We know Pakam Dadier has been to the U.S. before. Actually, he had family in New York, so he is very used to New York. But Pakam Dadier may help Dawara assimilate to New York a little bit quicker. So as far as draft picks, we know those two will be on the roster. We just don't know if they will be signed as NBA rookies or two ways. But as right now, we're just going to kind of look at it as they're going to be two ways. The Knicks roster will have, like all NBA teams, 3 two-way spots. Does that mean that any of the old two-way players won't be on the team? Well, a few of them couldn't be back on the team as two ways. We know, what was his name? Let's go look at the Knicks roster. Okay, we're going to go Knicks roster. Okay. So last year we had Marjan Beauchamp, and he was on the roster as a two-way, but he's no longer on a rookie scale. So he's had 4 years in the NBA, so he can't be a two-way anymore. And see who else. Last year, actually, this is Kevin McCullough. Kevin McCullough was on the roster as a two-way. We're not sure if he's going to be re-signed as a two-way. Who else? Anton Watson. I really hope we can keep him. No word if he's going to be back. But if there's someone between Anton Watson and Beauchamp, I think Anton Watson should be the one who's coming back. So that's just a little update there. So free agency has started. So did the Knicks make any moves when it came to free agency? Yes. So we see that the Knicks have signed in free agency, and let's see. In free agency, they got Jazz star. Let's see, Jordan. Yeah, so Jordan Clarkson. Just want to get some of the details right. So Jordan Clarkson is from the Utah Jazz. He actually was bought out of his contract. He had like a final year on his contract. But Utah couldn't get any picks for Jordan. They've been trying for the last couple of years. So they knew that wasn't going to happen. So might as well just take the cap space. Save a little money by negotiating with Jordan Clarkson to see if he would give any money back. So just a little savings there. Gives a little bit more time for the rookies instead of just throwing Clarkson on the bench as he, gets upset as an older vet just sitting on the bench when he's obviously the best player in the group. So we see that we benefited from the Jazz buyout. So Clarkson was the first signing. The other signing is Gershon Yabusele. So we know he was on the 76ers last year. He signed it as a minimum last year on the 76ers after a great performance in the Olympics against the Americans. So he was in the NBA before. He's not a totally foreign player. He speaks English well. Yes, he played for France, but he has been to America before. He has played in the NBA even before last year. I think he's really interesting. Yabusele is like, his physical gifts are very interesting. Like, he kind of reminds me of just physically Charles Barkley. Charles Barkley, when he was young, big guy, very. They used to call him the round mound of rebounds. So he's big but very athletic at the same time. He's coming to New York after being in Philly, but he is not coming to be an end of the bench piece. He played 29 minutes a game in Philly, so he is looking to play around the same amount of minutes in New York. No word if he's going to be a starter. No word if he's going to be a bench piece. But he's going to be playing significant minutes for the Knicks. So he can play power forward, he can play center. He is very, very, very versatile. He can shoot 3-pointers. So he's someone you really need, because last year we had Precious. Precious really contributed after he missed time in the beginning through his injuries. But while people were out, Precious really stepped up for us. And then after the All-Star break, Precious kind of was sat on the bench throughout. But this kid is going to come up, and I think he's going to do a lot more than what Precious did. I'm not sure how this is going to impact. I'm not sure how this is going to impact Mitchell Robinson. Until Mitchell Robinson is signed to extension, I'm not sure that he will be here next year. I keep saying that just because you're going to need an extension. Like, you don't want to go into next summer with Mitchell Robinson as a question mark. I told you the Knicks don't do question marks very well. Because if you go into next year and you want to negotiate a contract, just how Hartenstein happened, it can happen to Mitch. Mitch is elite at something, and someone can just come in and put a price on the table that you absolutely lost him for nothing. And his value is too high to lose him for nothing. You should do it now rather than holding out or even waiting to the deadline. Because if you wait to the deadline, people aren't going to give you as much. They're like, okay, you're not going to pay him, so I'm not going to pay you a premium price for a rental for someone I have to fight to pay for. All right, just want to shout out the chat real quick. Delano Steele Jr., thank you for joining us. Mikael P., Daniel Barry, Randu 1973. Delano Steele says the signings are overrated. Clarkson is a C version of Jamal Crawford, and Gershon Yabusele is okay, but I would have preferred Chris Boucher. Well, Chris Boucher is still available, so it's not out of the realm of possibilities that he can be signed. The Knicks still have 2 spaces available, but most likely they will have 1 space available. And right now, the numbers, getting a vet minimum, we're just short. So what would the Knicks do? Are they just prevent it from signing a vet minimum? Well, what they can do is either sign a second-round pick for less money, or wait some time, just like we did last year, where we had only 13 players instead of 14, where we took that grace period between when you have to have the roster set and with the cap, thousands of dollars aren't being added onto the cap till you're able to afford it. So maybe wait 2 weeks, and then sign in 2 weeks into the season, and then sign your player, and then the money will work. So that could be what the Knicks are gonna do, but we haven't heard anything. Summer League hasn't happened, so as you see above here, it starts at 10. Why the Knicks should not solidify their roster until at least Summer League. Because you don't know. You may find a gem in Summer League. On your team, there might be a gem, or you might see a gem on another team that they can't sign. We are still waiting for the full Summer League roster. But we have seen that there are players being signed, and there is one interesting player that was signed the other day, And it's Japanese star Yori Baba. He's gonna play for Summer League. So he's 6'5", 29 years old. He's not new to Summer League, and he's played in the G League and the Olympics and the NBL. So he's a 6'5" guard, point guard hybrid. So that's something to look forward to. Okay, so that last roster spot, there's been a lot of arguments, especially on Twitter. Should the Knicks sign a veteran, maybe even someone like Ben Simmons? And some people absolutely don't like Ben Simmons. They say he doesn't have love for the game. But one thing, if you look at this roster, a big wing off the bench is something that we need. We just don't have that type of player off the bench. I don't think you need necessarily scoring. I think it's the versatility. The versatility I'm talking about is for a few minutes a game. When you have Wingstop, so OG Anunoby and Mikal Bridges, perhaps you add a Ben Simmons for a couple minutes, and then OG, instead of guarding a power forward, he can guard a small forward. And Mikal could guard a shooting guard. So it brings a lot of versatility. You could put players in positions. Just having this extra piece off the bench doesn't mean Ben Simmons. He's gonna return back to his former glory. He's gonna be an all-star. No, it's just a bench piece. He makes us more versatile. Also, he plays a variety of positions. He's often playing at power forward in those last couple of years. He's not gonna be anything special, but the versatility he brings is something I'd really like on this team. Also, there are some free agents that we didn't expect. So we saw that early trade from Memphis, the Memphis Grizzlies trade. And okay, so we had the blockbuster for the blockbuster for the Grizzlies, and I'm just gonna go to the cap sheets so you can see it. Okay, so we're going to go to Memphis. This is capsheets.com. It's made by Yossi Goslin, capologist. It's a really good tool. So we see when they did that trade, and they traded Bane to Orlando, Cole Anthony is on the books for $13 million. But Memphis is cutting Cole Anthony. So Cole Anthony is available as a free agent soon. He's not a free agent yet, but it's happening. I think it's going to be part of that 7 team trade that's going down in a few days. So look for his name to be tossed around in the next few days. So Cole Anthony is available. And the other big name, and I really don't think the Knicks are really going to be in the running for this one, but for the Milwaukee Bucks, you see the Milwaukee Bucks have cut Damian Lillard. And we see it here in dead money. So they cut Damian Lillard. So they actually are paying him $22 million per year to go away, which is interesting. So he can be signed by another team. We know with the CBA rules, if you're a first apron or second apron team, you're unable to sign a player that is over the mid-level exception if they're bought out by their team. But in this case, it does not apply since it's the off season. If this had happened during the season, the Knicks wouldn't, or Knicks and a lot of teams wouldn't be able to sign him. But since it happened in off season, any team in the NBA can sign Damian Lillard. However, I think Damian Lillard is going to be going. He is going to be going to a team that can give him a starting role. Also, where he has a chance to win. One team that's being, his name keeps coming up, is the Orlando Magic. So we know Dame, with his injury, he's going to be out to probably January. So whoever signs him, he will not be available to about January. So also another factor he is factoring in is he wants to rehab at home, or near his family. That's something Milwaukee didn't want him to do. So he is factoring that in. So the team that signs him, he really wants that team to allow him to rehab at home with his people instead of doing that with their staff. So that's going to be heavy. That's going to weigh heavy in his decision. Do I think the Knicks should make a run? Absolutely. Talk to him. See what he wants. See if there's any way you can make that happen. Perhaps you even discuss playing him and the not ideal Brunson at the same time for stints. But you have to have that conversation. So definitely those are 2 free agents, 3 free agents still available. I think the Knicks should talk to. Also, Chris Boucher, definitely another person they should talk to. Yeah. Trey Mann is actually off the board. Yeah. So Ben Simmons, yes, he ruined his career. He's not in his prime, but do you really need someone in their prime to fit a small role? No, you don't. You just need them as they are. I know it's disappointing he isn't where he's supposed to be, but he is still valuable. He's still someone who can be used to make us a championship contender. For 5 minutes a game, 10 minutes a game. That's enough. That's all we need. What he was before is irrelevant. So, yeah, thanks. Yeah. Is there anything anybody wants to talk to about specifically to the Knicks? I'm going to have future videos on other teams. I really want to talk about what's going on in Boston. I still want to talk about what's going on with the Suns, and I want to give them like full attention of what's going on with those teams. Even Milwaukee, because even Milwaukee has been kind of a mess. But if you are a Knicks fan and Mike Brown is a big hire, I would go and Lee has started a Substack. Read the articles, very complete articles. Probably a lot more deep information than anybody else is writing. He has several articles about Mike Brown. He interviewed Bickerstaff about Mike Brown. So definitely read those articles. Sign up for his Substack. He's going to have, yes, he has a paid tier. If you can afford it, that would be great. But just sign up for the free tier. The free tier, he is putting out some free content as well. So definitely do that. We had a nice conversation at the Nick of Time show 2 nights ago about Mike Brown. So definitely see that. I did help in that video as well. So this is what I have for now. If there's any updates, I will go live. I will be posting some interviews in the next few days. So some interviews with some other Knicks fans and what they just think about this coming year and the last year and about their fandom. And so hopefully we'll bring that content to the front in the next few days. But please support the channel. Please hit the like button. Really helps the channel. We've added, I think, 38 subscribers in the last month, and I am very appreciative to all the subscribers. If you leave a comment, after the video, I will definitely reply. I will give you an answer, or I'll just say thank you. So I definitely appreciate all the support. I do have a Cash App, link over here, but a like is plenty of support. Cash App just helps me with some of the bills this channel has. But I thank everybody for tuning in on a Friday when other people are busy. It really is just nice to see. So I thank everybody for joining me, and I will see you next time on the NBA Economy Show.